Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Happy to see you here. Pause due to poor connection. Just checking some technical glitches here. Let me see if I can add Wi-Fi. Just 1 second. Let's see if this works. Not working. Okay, well, anyway, we are live, so let's do this. Welcome, everybody, to Parenting Through the Coronavirus. I believe this is webinar and episode number 33. It's all running together for me. I know that our family is midway through week 6 of quarantine. And it's hard to imagine that 6 weeks have gone by already. It's nearly impossible to imagine, actually. It feels like about 2 weeks or something. A typical summer is about 10 weeks long in where we live in New Jersey, and so we're pretty much 3/4 or 2/3 of the way through a typical summer, and it doesn't really feel that way to me. I don't know if it feels that way to you, but I can't believe that it doesn't feel like it would be like late July in terms of the way a summer would go. It really doesn't feel that way to me. It feels like school just let out a week or two ago. It's very weird how time is working during this coronavirus. I don't even know. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is the state or the phase of quarantine that it seems like many people are in. It seems like many people are, well, I'll say about 10 days, it took about 10 days into the quarantine. The first 10 days, I will say, really felt like the sprint of adjusting to this crazy, unprecedented time. What does it look like for work? And can we go to the grocery store? And what do I have to tell my kids no, they can't do? And what's happening with school? And do we have enough computers here for them to do what they need to do? Lots of questions, lots of adjusting, lots of checking the news. I was getting ready for a big parenting event that we had been working on and that we have been working on that goes live on Saturday, just 2 days from now. So if you haven't yet signed up, please check out revolutionizingparenthood.com. It was supposed to be an in-person parenting conference in the Philadelphia area, but this virus forced us to make it digital. And we are offering it for free through this weekend. So if you register at revolutionizingparenthood.com before Sunday night, then you will be able to tune into all of the incredible workshops we have put together for you for free. If you register after Sunday night, it will be $99. So I was working super hard on that the past 6 weeks, and now I'm coming to the end of all the work, the technical work of putting this event together. Anyway, the first 10 days or so of this quarantine were all about, in our house, we're all about adjusting and shifting to this new situation that we were living in. Then I felt the shift go from the high energy, hectic, frenetic pace about 10 days into the long, slow grind of being in this quarantine. Now we're coming to the end of week 6, and I'm noticing not only from my household, but I'm also noticing from my friends and colleagues and my clients that there is a dip in the motivation factor. People are in the long, slow grind of this experience, this quarantine, and people are having trouble with motivation. Kids are having trouble with motivation. And what I have found works the best for me and my family members, and what I have been encouraging friends, family, and clients to think about, is setting up some kind of routine if they haven't already. It can be loose, it doesn't have to be strict, because a lot of us don't have a lot of strict time schedule things like getting the kids to practice or being to work at a certain time. But a loose kind of a schedule is, I think, overall the best thing you can do for yourself. Some people, kids and adults, need a tighter schedule that keeps them feeling good and feeling motivated. Some people need a looser schedule, but I know for us that trying to make sure we're kind of hitting on a couple of different categories each day has been beneficial. And those categories include getting enough sleep, trying to eat well, whatever that looks like, exercising, that's a huge one, and then some kind of connection activity. So we try, not every single night, but many nights, to all get together, some combination, I should say, get together and play a game, watch a movie, do a puzzle, something like that. Sometimes we break into littler groups. My boys played Xbox one night. My daughter and I did a puzzle. Last night, 6 out of the 7 of us, the past 3 nights we've been playing Scattergories. We used up all the cards, and then we started looking online for other Scattergory lists to do. So that's been a fun activity. Bike rides, which kind of goes with the connection and the exercise. So the loose schedule that we've adopted around here is whatever time everyone gets up, people get up based on whether or not they have to get up at a certain time. My 7th grader he has class that starts at a certain time live on Zoom. So he has to be up and ready and moving by those times each day, whenever they start. My daughter, her and my son, their schedules are more flexible because they don't have live classes. My husband and I, our schedules are flexible because we kind of create our own schedule. So we're all getting up based on whenever we need to get up on that given day. And then we all seem to be doing whatever we need to do. My niece is doing her courses for finishing up college because she'll be graduating in a month. We don't know what that looks like. It'll probably be virtual. And my 3 kids are doing whatever they need to do schoolwork wise. My son, being a senior, he only has 1 class, so he has very little schoolwork to do. And the other 2, they're just getting up and doing whatever they need to do during the day. And then somewhere around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I've been trying to wrap up my work. Sometimes I don't wrap up till 5, but whatever time I wrap up, then I try to spend some time doing exercise. And that's really worked for me, to get out and either run or do yoga or do some kind of HIIT training, take a bike ride, take a walk. I've been finding I really have been enjoying taking a running with the dog with my headphones and my phone, and then when I'm done running, I then walk for maybe another half hour to 45 minutes. And the whole time I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary has been doing Tea with Gary V on weekday mornings and some weekend mornings when he is able to. And he's been doing it at least 5 days a week. And so I run and walk listening to his conversations with people who get on Zoom with him or whatever platform they're using. And he's helping them with their business questions or life questions. And it's been triggering so many cool ideas for me for my work. And now that I'm coming to the end of getting ready for this Revolutionizing Parenthood to launch on Saturday, I have a lot of free time opening up in my work day. And so I've been getting tons of ideas of new projects I want to start as soon as next week. So that's been pretty exciting. So I do that from the time I finish work until dinner. And then I either make dinner or my husband makes dinner. And if someone in the house wants to do exercise with me, they come along. If they don't, I just do it myself. Then we have a family dinner almost every single night for the last 6 weeks, which has been delightful. And then after that, we decide who wants to do what. We don't force anybody to participate in anything. We have had nights where everybody just kind of goes off and does their own thing. We've had many nights where 4 or 5 or 6 of us are playing games. We've had some movies. Tonight, we are doing a football-themed evening. So we're going to order some total junk food because that you would typically think of during a football game. Pizza, cheesesteaks, wings. And we're going to all sit down, or whoever wants to. I doubt my 7th grader will want to. My daughter, she may or may not want to, but the rest of us are going to sit down and watch the NFL draft because that's the closest thing we can get to some live sporting action right now. So we're going to have a football-themed dinner. We're going to sit around and enjoy some nice draft action this evening. And yeah, that's it. That's kind of the overall schedule we're doing, and it seems to be working really well. What I have found helpful for my husband and my daughter is they have a couple of things that they'd like to get done. Hi, Claire. They have a couple of things they'd like to accomplish each day, or a couple categories they'd like to attend to. And so I've been checking in with them each day and just saying, how are you doing with your categories or your list? And they'll say, well, my husband's got 10 things on his list. So maybe he gets to all 10 in a day, maybe he gets to 6 or 7, but that's helping him to stay motivated. So he'll say, oh, I've gotten 6 done, or I've gotten 9 done, or I've only gotten 3 done. And so I do the same thing with my daughter. She seems to benefit from talking the night before about what the next day she wants the next day to look like. So she might talk about what she wants to eat for breakfast and lunch, what kind of exercise she wants to fit in, what kind of schoolwork she's looking at. And so that helps her to wake up with a fresh start and a focus for each day, which seems to be helpful. My 12-year-old, he doesn't need that. He doesn't need me to check in with him. He doesn't need to set a goal for the day or a vision for his day. He's just kind of moving through the day, and he's finding we got him a new bike for his birthday, so any possible chance he can get in between classes or after his school is done, if the weather is nice, in the evening, in the morning, whatever time, he's hopping on that bike and going for a bike ride. That seems to be how he's getting his energy, and it's keeping him happy and balanced and all that kind of stuff. So it's really important to, if you haven't yet, to figure out what each person needs each day, how it helps them to be on track. Like, is it beneficial for you to check in with them each day? Do they not need that? Do they need a more loose schedule? Do they need a more strict or a firmer schedule? It's really about tuning into each person, including yourself, and finding out what you need, what benefits you, and how you're going to make that happen. That's what I have found has been the most beneficial. So I hope that, and also getting back to the initial thing of motivation, you got to be creative. You got to be creative. I've talked about Wolf Tracks for a couple of days. It's an app on your phone, and my daughter and I put it on our phones, and I walk the dog. I try to walk the dog every day anyway, but now she's started taking the dog for a walk or a run because that's a new kind of thing to motivate her, because every mile she logs, the app donates money to our local animal shelter. So finding different ways to motivate yourself, for your kids to motivate themselves, it's just day by day kind of a thing. But the more you can tune into yourself and to them and offer the level of support that's helpful to them, the better. Some kids will benefit from more support from us. Some kids will benefit from more autonomy in figuring out how to move through this quarantine. And it's really best if you can try to know what works for each person. So I hope that has given you some really good ideas and that it benefits you moving forward. And that's what I wanted to share. So I will see you here, same time tomorrow. Have a great day.